Good morning and welcome to another Workday vlog. This vlog is not anything specific, it's just a general work day, to be honest. I'm doing a bit of everything today. I've got some yarn in the pans. I'm dyeing up the last of the Beatrix Potter second chance pre-orders and starting a little bit more of the Hobbit ones. I have got a bit of warping to do, hence the warping board is set up behind me. If you are new and you don't know what I'm talking about, warping is the process that the first step basically, the first step in self-striping is to cake the yarn. Then the second step is that I have to warp it onto the board to create sections of the correct length to dye for each stripe, if that makes sense. So basically I take 100 grams and I wrap it around the pegs in various ways to certain lengths so that those sections then get dyed the specific colours that will then work as self-striping. It's the combination of maths and magic. So I need to do that because I'm still working on the stripes pre-orders, which are due to ship out at the end of June. I'm on track to do that. I've got 4 more to warp today and that's all the warping done. And then tomorrow I need to dye the last 9. I think it's 9 I've got to dye. There were a couple that I had to re-dye because things went a bit wrong. Sometimes it happens and dye leaches in the wrong spots, or I take it out too soon and it hasn't quite set and it transfers from one stripe to another and things like that, which are frustrating. There were a couple of skeins that I came across while I was winding them up that I needed to redo. And then that's it. That's just those 9 that I need to dye tomorrow that also need to get wound up before they ship at the end of next week. So yeah, warping, a little bit of warping to do today. And then I also need to get a bit of skeining done as well. The June clubs are all dyed up, hopefully all dry. The minis were put on the air, some of the minis were put on the air yesterday morning. So I'm hoping that by today they should be all dry so I can get started with skeining up all of those. They don't need to ship until the end of next week at the latest, so I'm hoping I can get most of the skeining done today and tomorrow, and then they should get packaged up early next week, hopefully. So yeah, one of those bitty days. I've got a little bit of admin to do as well. I've got a few emails to reply to, a couple of invoices to send out, a few little bits and pieces like that. We are nearing the end of term here in Scotland. So my kids break up from school at the end of next week. So they've got, a week and 2 days left, which in some ways I'm looking forward to, because I'm looking forward to not having to do the school run every morning. That'll mean that I can actually just get up and get started with work a little bit earlier. I don't need to worry about having to go and do the school run and things like that, which I don't know why, but I find it really interrupts me. Like, I feel like I can't get started with things because I have to do the school run, and I don't know, for some reason the morning school run always stresses me out. So that'll be quite nice, but obviously I'll also have the kids at home quite a lot. I'm hoping to have a little look and see what I've got planned and get things scheduled over the school holidays so that I can maybe work 4 days a week and take 1 day off so that we can still go and do stuff. That's worked in the past. It's worked in past summer holidays, but I'm a bit worried that I've got too much else going on this summer that I'm not necessarily going to manage to do that. We have got a week. I will definitely be taking time off. We've got a week where we're going away. We're going to France to visit some family, and we're also planning hopefully to do something else a little bit later during the summer holidays. But just for the kind of everyday bitty day-to-day stuff, I'm hoping I might be able to get the odd day off here or there. Although both my boys have actually expressed an interest in going into the school's holiday club. So I might have a little look as well at their activities and see if I can book the kids into the holiday club for a couple of days, because that takes away the mum guilt a little bit, that they're not just sat playing computer games all the time while I'm working, which otherwise they probably will be. But yeah, summer holidays when you run your own business and work from home can be a little bit challenging. I find it difficult to manage sometimes with the comments from other parents occasionally. I've had some real classic ones this week of, oh, well, you know, it's okay for you. You're self-employed, so you can just take the whole summer off if you want to and do all the activities with your kids. As well as, oh, well, you know, you work, it's fine. You can just work in the evenings, can't you? And take the kids out during the day. And I'm kind of like, I literally have a full-time job. And yeah, I work the same hours that you do. I do the same work. I do the same kind of amount of work that you do, possibly more, because, you know, I don't just do one role in my business. So yeah, please don't look at me like I'm running a little tiny hobby business and can just do whatever I want. It frustrates me. Anyway, I've ranted and rambled, haven't I? I need to get on with a couple of admin tasks. Then I need to get warping. Yeah, I hope you enjoy just coming along with me for a random everyday kind of workday vlog. This is the everyday. All the things that I normally do. And yeah.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. Times I've stranded, a castaway on unknown shore, although a stranger in this continent. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. Infatuated light. Although it hurts me to be with you, I'm always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. For
warping is done. It's time for a lunch break. It's actually 1:30, so it's a bit late for my lunch break usually. I've been trying to be good and give myself a proper lunch break each day, even if it's just kind of 15-20 minutes, because I have a really bad habit of just getting distracted and carrying on working and then forgetting to eat and then eating unhealthy things because I've forgotten to eat and I'm really hungry. So I'm trying to be good and just make myself a sandwich and have kind of 15-20 minutes to sit down. But my new yarn bands have just arrived. Not that I can work out how to open the box. So I thought I'd show those to you first. This side. You'll know if you've been watching, I updated my logo and my website and things like that recently. And as part of that, I've ordered new yarn bands and new thank you slips to go in all my orders, and they've just arrived. I'm not going to replace all of them. So like the ones that are on my shelves that have already got yarn bands on, will still go out with the old yarn bands on, because the logo hasn't changed enough for that to be an issue. But anything new going forward will now have the new yarn bands. So yeah, I got sweets with my order. I order everything from digitalprinting.co.uk. I've used them for ages and I've always had really good service with them. But they always end up sending a little notebook and some sweets, which is also quite nice. So yeah, we have new thank you cards. I'll take it out of the plastic and you'll be able to see. They're just little, I went smaller because so my old ones were this size, like postcard sized, just with like a bit of where you can find us and a thank you for your order, that kind of thing. I've gone smaller this time to save room in parcels. So on the front you've just got my logo and tagline, and then on the back there's a little kind of thank you for your order and where you can find me and all of that kind of stuff. So they're quite good. I'm pleased with those. And then the yarn bands, I can't get them out of the box because I ordered too many. Oh, here they are. So I order my yarn bands as an A4 sheet of card printed, just printed on one side, and then I cut them myself because I find that's the cheapest way to do it. So yeah, there they are. The new logo and everything else is the same apart from the logo, to be honest. So there's not a big change in those, but hopefully that'll look good on the yarn and be updated a little bit. Oh, it's really heavy. So yeah, I'm going to have a lunch break. I'm going to go make myself a sandwich and I'm going to have 20 minutes. I'm tempted to go sit in the garden because it's gorgeous weather, so I might have to do that, although that means I'll have to we haven't got any garden furniture. It's one of those things we've just never got round to purchasing and we really, really do need to. So I'm going to have to pull out a camping chair and camping table, but it's worth it because the weather's really nice. I am just back from the school run, which is why I'm probably slightly red. It's really hot out there today. I have no children with me though. It's always a fun school run when that happens. Both of my boys have decided to go round to a friend's house, which was decided on the way home from school. So I ended up coming back with 2 school bags and a scooter and no children. But that's actually quite handy today because I didn't get round to starting the skeiner. I have my pile of skeiner here. So I need to get on with a little bit of that really before I can finish, which is quite nice to be able to do that with an empty house. I have a skein twister and I don't know whether I've shared it with you really, so I thought I would share it with you and show you how I twist my yarn. So this here is my skein twister. Skein Twister are a UK based company that make skein twisters. You can also get, there's another one I've completely forgotten, I think it's also called a skein twister, I'm not sure, but it's by Alpenglow, which is an American based one, which is kind of how I first heard about them, but it was never affordable to be able to order from America. So I was really excited when I found out about these ones based in the UK. Excuse how dusty it is. But basically it is a hook with a motor. It's got motorized, you can set the speed and you can set whether you want it to be manual or automatic. So the automatic will twist a certain number of turns before it stops, whereas the manual will just twist as tight as you want it to. I brace it onto my shelf with these clamps, which are really handy. And it also has a foot pedal down here, which controls it. So when I press the foot pedal, it spins the hook until I stop pressing the foot pedal, and that lets me twist my skeins of yarn, and it saves my hands and fingers a lot of stress. This is probably one of the best purchases I ever made for my business in terms of just increasing productivity. Like, it's so much easier to sit here and skein yarn doing this rather than doing it all by hand like I used to. I've had this for, oh goodness, maybe 3 years, something like that, I think. And I love it. Definitely one of my favourite pieces of equipment. So I'm going to get on with my skeining and things like that. I know the lighting's really funny here, isn't it? I've got 2 giant boxes of yarn here, which are right in front of the window because they're all of the Advent minis. And I had nowhere else to store them because space is an issue, as always. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's random little Workday vlog. Just kind of my everyday kind of what I get up to, I guess. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another vlog or a podcast or whatever video pops up next. Bye.